Did you know that thousands of Californians have retired in luxury on the beach in San Felipe, Baja California? Did you know that the future of green technology is happening now on the beach in Baja California? That you can own a beautiful sea view home for a fraction of what it would cost in the US? Did you know that the cost of living is 1/4 the cost of what it is here? Discover Rancho Costa Verde, an amazing cutting-edge green community on the beach at prices you haven't seen in your lifetime. Not a lease, not a timeshare, full ownership home sites with 180-degree sea views starting at only $22,500, with terms and financing that make it affordable for almost anyone. To receive additional information and learn how you can visit the property, call 1-800-211-7400. 1-800-211-7400.
Imagine if you were able to watch your great-grandparents tell stories from their lives. What made them laugh? What moved them? How they responded to adversity and triumph? And what impacted their existence? That would be a treasure. Now you can offer that gift to your loved ones. Hello, I'm Dennis Tardon. For more than 45 years, I've been a professional interviewer documenting the lives and times of hundreds of people. I will guide you or your family member through the important stories of your lives using my unique interviewing skills. I'm now offering my legacy interviews worldwide via Zoom from the comfort of you or your loved one's own home. All you need is a webcam, and I will do the rest. Contact me today to schedule your legacy interview.
Everything that we do exclusive, make sure that it's all inclusive. I was taught make
Hey, hello there. Welcome to another exciting episode of Crafting with Patti Bee. I'm Patti. San, you there? Ooh.
Yes.
Here you are. Hi, honey.
Hello.
So today we are winging it. I have not done this before. I'm creating it as we go along. So let's call this episode Brave Enough to Fail at Something New. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah, thanks. So Thanksgiving, right? It's November, so Thanksgiving is coming up. And I have to tell you, I went to so many places looking for turkeys, like pictures of turkeys or stickers of turkeys, anything that would work. And I have to say, you can get very tiny ones. That won't work. And I couldn't really find anything until I found this napkin. And
Cute.
so what I did is I put it in my printer. And, I have an Epson printer. And for anybody that does a lot of printing, that is like just the best. I've had that thing for, I think, 3 years. I do a lot of printing with it. And I think I've only gotten ink once. And I still have it, left over. So I can refill it again. You can't beat that. So then what I did was, so here's what it looked like when I printed it out. And I printed it out on, a thicker paper, like I don't even think I used a 65 pound cardstock. I think I used something like a 32 or something like that. But anyway, it's kind of thick. I know I've said it before, but I'll say it again. You don't want to put anything larger than a 65 pound paper through your printer. It can give you problems. But a 65 pound goes through quite well. So what I did was I cut it out. What happens when you use this, which is kind of cool, is you get mirror images, right? So this one was on the other side of that. And so I cut out 2 of those. And here we have 2 of those. And what I'm going to do.
I forgot to smash the button.
Smash the button, honey. Time to get crafting with Grandma. Yeah. My favorite little crafter. She's so funny, that one. She made me a candy store with all the Halloween candy. I think we were under the bed. And I was the storekeeper, and the first customer was very, very polite. But the second one was pretty darn rude. So I tried to charge her double. I said, if you're going to be rude, you're going to get charged more. And then she had to go eat dinner. So this is my favorite glue, glitter glue, or art glitter.
Glitter glue.
Art glitter glue. I use it for everything.
Famous glue.
I've even used it to reattach things on my garage door. Yeah, it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just glue these guys together and then do a little bit of glues. Got the thin point on it, which the nice thing about that point, that tiny point, is it doesn't let your glue glob up. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty thin, and it really works, and it dries safe, and you're good. So these are not exact. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, and I found these scissors. Oh, San, you know how I am with scissors. These are Fiskars, and they're Teflon. And I have to tell you, these are great. They're just good. It's always something new to find, So I'm just going to cut off the white. What I could do is just go in with a marker and color those little white things in with the marker. So that
some glitter glue on it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just cutting off these little white parts that are sticking out. And so there you go. We got kind of a matching little bit of a matching set here.
And does anyone, hello to the replay people. If you're watching the show on replay, we appreciate all the extra viewers. And if you like this program, please share it with somebody that also might like this program.
And give it a thumbs up.
It's family friendly.
It's very family friendly. We don't share those other jokes. So then I went to the Dollar Tree. You know, I was watching some of the videos of some of the people, everybody's doing something from the Dollar Tree. And so I didn't want to repeat something that somebody's already doing. So I thought, I got these Jenga blocks. They're $1.50 for this whole box. And they have two colors in there. They have the dark and the light. And so I took out some of the dark ones. You can see it better there. And then if you stand it up. So what I thought is, if you take two of these blocks and you use your glue. Oh, and so what I did was, instead of cutting out the feet on this one, I had cut them out on that one. But then when I thought, you know, we'll try this, I didn't cut them out to give it more stability, because what I'm going to do is put it behind one of these. Let's put it where I want it. That's the thing about this glue. It dries fast, but it gives you a little bit of wiggle room, so you can put it so that it looks like where you want it to be. You can adjust it, and then I'm going to just put some on the back of this, and I'm going to sandwich this little turkey. So there you have a nice little standing turkey. So then what I thought is, you could put somebody's name there and use these as place markers for the table with somebody's name. So we could do that with just measure it to about the size of that. And take a marker and write a name. So now I could attach this to the front with some double stick, either some double stick tape or, so these are called glue dots. They come in two sizes. They come in a small and a large. This is the small, and I'm not sure if you can see that little dot. But there's a little dot right in front of my fingernail. And so what you do is you take your paper and you place it on that dot. And then peel it off, and it's on the back. And I could cut that a little bit better. But here we go. And then when you're done, you can take it off, which I just did to move it. There you go. And you can see how fast that glue sets up. Pretty good, right? Yep. All right, let's put that one aside. So I was pretty sure that one was going to work. Not positive, but I was pretty sure. And put the pin back in my glue so that it doesn't clog up. Okay. So now I gathered, that out of the way. I gathered some papers. And I have this guy. And so I was trying to think which one of these papers I liked best with this. And at first I thought, well, this is pretty cool, but you really can't see the turkey so well. So I think I'm going to go with this. I chose this paper because it's thin. You know, it's a paper as opposed to like a thicker cardstock type paper. And this is gold. So this time, instead of trying to match up the two, I want this to be a little sturdier. So what I'm going to do is I am going to glue this onto this gold paper. And I took the tip off. I'm putting this on pretty heavy. And what I'm going to do, I don't go to the edge, right to the edge with my glue, because when you press it down, it'll seep out to that area. And with that thin tip, you can always go back in and you can add a little bit more glue, because it'll give you a very tiny amount. So I put a lot on here because I want it to be all over. I'm going to leave a little bit of room at the bottom because he just has legs and they won't be sturdy enough. I got this little spatula thing that helps out a lot. Just pull the glue off it with my fingers, rub it into the basket. Put my top back on. There we go. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this guy out. Now, I could use a cereal box or something like that, but I thought that this would be prettier to have the shape of a turkey on the other side just in gold, kind of like a silhouette. And so what I want to do is I want to remember that I want to give him, you know, a good base. So I'm just going to cut that first. And what I did was I just cut it up to the bottom of the turkey so that he's got a little stand. And then I'm going to take a smaller scissor and I am just going to cut him out. So you got any plans for Thanksgiving, Sam? Uh-oh. I think she went away to go deal with Pepe. Pepe is her dog. And I guess she just had him spayed.
Neutered.
Neutered. That's true, huh? He's a boy.
Yes.
There you are.
Yes.
She says with great warmth. Yeah. Maggie's dog.
He's supposed to be relaxing from surgery and he's on pain meds and antibiotics, but he's currently barking and chasing the bunny.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
So I guess he's feeling good. He must be feeling a lot better.
Yeah. You know,
it's day 3 from his surgery. His surgery was
just had surgery.
Tuesday.
Zeke, actually, he's her boyfriend's dog, but you know, same thing. And he ate a peach pit. And so he had surgery for that. And she's doing the same thing, trying to keep him, you know, not running around and that kind of thing.
Yeah, the vet said that the first 3 days are usually the hardest with surgery. So today's the 3rd day, so I think he's feeling a lot better.
Oh, that's good.
But he's got that big cone around his neck, so he can't.
Oh, that's
really
good. He can't get at it.
He can't bother the other animals the way he'd really like to.
Yeah, well, Zeke is a very active dog too, so that's a little. It's hard. When Velvet was spayed, she was a girl, so she wasn't neutered. They didn't give me any kind of painkillers for her.
Yeah.
And I know, and I said to the doctor, I said to the vet, I said, well, give me a placebo because I'm going to feel her pain. And still didn't give me anything for her. Poor thing. Okay, so here we have on one side is gold. I'm just bending this a little bit.
Well, you had that was in Vermont, so that veterinarian's probably used to all kinds of animals and issues, right?
Yeah.
Cows, calves, horses, goats, you name it. I'm sure they probably do it all in Vermont.
Oh, yeah. Every animal.
But still, like, there's got to be some kind of, yeah, they should give you pain medicine when you have surgery.
Something. Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, they gave, we have Pepe's pain medicine and antibiotics, but he doesn't like eating them, so I have to wrap it up in cheese. Wrap it up in a slice of cheese, and he just inhales it. He doesn't even chew it. He just. So
do you remember when Megan's chicken got mauled by the dogs? And I took her to the vet. I think Maggie was 5 years old. And we were decorating the Christmas tree, and Meg looks out the window. Of course, she was, you know, I put a ladder at the tree so she could reach things, and she says, "Oh no, the dogs are getting Belle." And I look out the window, and there's these 2 dogs chasing her down the driveway. One of them's got one eye, and the other one's got a chain, you know, lagging from his collar. So I go running out there, and I go to chase them, you know, and they think I'm playing, so they don't want to go because they're domestic dogs. So finally I convinced them to go away, and I go running down the driveway. There was, you know, snowbanks, Vermont in the winter, and there's Belle. She's got her head stuffed in the snowbank, right? So I go to reach her, and I realize she's slit from the back of her neck down her back. And I picked her up, and I'm looking at her, and she turns to me, and she goes, "Marr." So I pushed her closed, you know, and I stuffed her under my arm. And I mean, she seemed fine other than she was slit open. So I ran into the house with her, and I called Dad at work, and I said, what do I do? He said, well, take her to the vet. And but first I had to run out and make sure the other chickens were good, and they were good. So then I asked him, what do I do? And he said, take her to the vet. And I didn't just call him for that. I had called him because I didn't want Megan to be alone with Belle while I went to check on the other chickens. So he stayed on the phone with her, and then I came back in, and he said, take her to the vet. So we take her to the country vet. And it was a brother and a sister. And the sister was working that day. And she looks at Meg, and she says, what's her name? And Meg says, Belle. And, can you save her? And she says, well, I'm going to try. And she takes this chicken into the back. And I'm telling you, it must have been at least an hour later. It could have been more. I don't remember. And she comes out and she says, she may have more lacerations, but I've got the ones that I could find. So she stitches up the chicken, and she says, you have to give her, these antibiotics, and you have to keep her inside because she's missing feathers. She'll freeze. So, okay. So we get a box and we put her in that, and I try to give her medicine, and couldn't do it. I couldn't get her beak open. She wouldn't open it. So, okay. I know she likes grapes. So I go up and I get a grape, and I put it in the grape. And she takes the grape and she squeezes it, and out pops the medicine. And then she eats the grape. All right. Go out. I get another grape. Cut the grape in half. I open the medicine and I pour it on both the hands, right? And I put it back together. I give her it. She takes the grape. She wipes off the medicine. And she eats the grape without the medicine. So I didn't know what to do. I said, well, we're going to have to wait till Daddy comes home because this is going to be, a two-person thing. But I don't know how he did it. Somehow he managed to get her beak open. And I sure did. So every day he had to give her antibiotics. The other chicken, Penny, she was a Rhode Island red. So kind of copper colored, hence the name Penny. She was squawking, and she would not stop squawking until I brought her into the house and showed her where Belle was. And once she saw where Belle was, she was happy. So that's the story about me being outsmarted by a chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that chicken, it cost me $65 to have that chicken sewn up. I took her back to get her stitched up. And the brother came out because he was on duty that day. He said, I don't know what my sister was thinking. He said, because I think I got them all. I don't know how many stitches she put in here. So Belle decided that it was time for her to lay eggs. And when they first lay eggs, they lay these small little eggs that are called poults. I think they're called poults. They're small. Well, we hear this horrible, horrible commotion going on outside. She's screaming up a storm. We're thinking, oh, no, not again. I go running out. She laid one poult, one little tiny egg, and just hated the experience so much, she never laid another egg. That was it. We got one poult egg out of her, and she was an expensive chicken. She was a pet.
Mm-hmm.
I took her to school for show and tell in Maggie's class, and yeah. Anyway, back to crafting. So, Dollar Tree has these. Comes in a nice little zip top thing that you can open and close, but I couldn't get it open, so I just cut it off. They're Does it say how big they are? 7.1 times 2.8 inches. And there's 6 of those in a package for $1.25. So what I thought is I could paint it. I don't feel like getting my paints out. Excuse me. So I'm going to cover this with this paper that we decided to use. So what I'm going to do is cut it so that I can wrap it kind of like a Christmas package or something. Okay. So let's glue this one down. This is my little scraper. No, I don't have it. Okay. We're just going to smush it around to flatten out that glue. So then I'm going to take my scissor and at a slight angle, I'm going to cut these corners out. So it looks like that. I do this when I make the books. It takes some of the bulk out when you're, especially if you're going to do layers. Okay. So now I think I'll put my lid back on and use the real pointy. So you can take the lid off. Or you can put it on and have a really fine amount of glue coming out. So, you know what? Before I do that, I think what I'm going to try is, this is one of my other favorite things. This is score tape. It's a double-sided tape that it's just a different kind of adhesive. Give me a little bit of extra security. I'm just using my fingers to rip it. If I was making a book, I would use either a scissor or something similar. Here's my, okay. So whenever you're using score tape, what you want to do is you want to press it with something flattish to get the air bubbles out of under the tape, because the air bubbles will make the tape dry up. It also makes it easier to get the top paper off. This is another tool I got at, let's see if you can see it. Trying to see if you can see it against my shirt. There we go. Maybe. It's very pointy. And it's a very useful tool, especially for getting the tape up. Instead of trying to do it with your fingernails. Okay, now I can put a little bit of glue on there. I'm going to put some in the corner. And I'm going to put some close to the edges. And I'm going to press that on flat. I'm going to do the same with this side. You will find that the paper gives you a little bit of resistance, but that's okay. So what you want to do is you just want to kind of caress it into shape. Press from the middle and then out, kind of helps. Okay, I'll do that again. Gives you a nice clean edge. If you use the tape, you don't have to use as much glue. Makes it a little sturdier. And there we go. So now we have a nice base. Here's another new tool I got. I got this from Hobby Lobby, and it is a glue gun, which uses mini glue sticks. And it has a very fine tip on it for the glue. So instead of, for any projects, you know, that you don't need a lot of glue for, that works out really well. I like it.
What are you making?
Not sure yet. Something with a turkey. So where's my turkey that has the gold? Oh, here we go. So let me get a couple more of these blocks. Now, I could use the dark blocks, which I kind of like. I think I will use the dark blocks. So let's try that again.
Did you paint? Have you painted the blocks already, or just that's the way they came?
No, they come in two different colors. So they come in the blonde and the dark.
Okay.
So here's some of the light ones here.
Okay.
So I could do the light ones. A lot of times people will stain them with, you know, a little bit of watered down acrylic paint.
Mm-hmm.
To match, you know, whatever. I could, if I could do like an orange or a gold or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can also use markers on this. It'll, you know, also act like a stain. So anyway, all right. So I think what I'm going to do is put a piece of this and glue on the block. I'm just going to make sure that's nice and steady. And I think I'll put one on the other one. I've tried a lot of, you know, different supplies. The reason I get this Suk Wang double-sided tape is because I can get it in a size when I make the books that's a little bit less than a half an inch, because your tabs and all are half an inch. So you want it to be a little bit less than that. Oh, piece of paper there. Okay. And we'll put some glue. The tape will just make it stick right away. So that's why I'm doing that. All right, let's put this guy down and get him attached. So he's attached. I did a pretty good job actually of measuring that out to the bottom. If I wanted it any lower, I could, just cut it off down here. If it was, too big. That works out pretty well. All right, let's get some glue on the back. And I'm going to stick that all right on the back. That's going to help him stand up. All right. So I guess that's another way you could make a name tag for a place setting. But I was thinking, how are we doing for time, Sam?
You have about 15 minutes still.
Okay.
Need more time?
Nope. I think we're going to be okay. So I'm just using a little bit more of that score tape on the bottom. And then I'm going to peel it off. Come on. And put a little glue around that. Okay. Now, let's put him on there. Gotta know where you want him to go because he's there now. I didn't even need my glue gun. I wasn't sure. All right. So then, I thought, well, you could put something in here, some dip or candy or something, or you could put a candle. And have a little decoration. But you could, it would be cool to, have a dip or something, or some breadsticks or something like that. You could even use this for dessert forks. What do you think? Go. Does that look better? I also brought out my little container here of let's see, embellishments. I've got some leaves, all kinds of goodies in here. We got these guys. Would be cute. Could decorate that up. Where's my stickies? Here we go. Use one of these. Since this is paper, I'm just going to squeeze the dot. Squeezing this flower onto the dot. Now it's on the back. And I could squeeze it onto there. I kind of like that. What else do I have? Got some leaves. I think I'll do that again. Crafting and creating is kind of like painting. You know, you have to figure out when you're done. Because it can get to be, you know, too much. Get carried away because you're having so much fun. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, that looks kind of good. Well, let's see what else we could put in there. Nope. Nope. Too big. Let's look for smaller. These are from Hobby Lobby. They're paper sauce. Does that. Okay. Not sure if I like that. Let's look for something green. Ooh. Something green. There we go. I also got this package of wood leaves from Hobby Lobby. You got to catch those guys when they're on sale. They always have sales before the holidays. Okay. It's looking a little better. I still feel like I want to put something else on there. Oh, look at these two little pine cones. No, not pine cones. Acorns.
So how is everyone adjusting to the daylight savings, the debatable?
Oh, you know, I have to pat myself on the back because I remembered how to set all the appliances and that kind of stuff, you know. It's almost like you need a rule book just to know what time it is. That's looking a little better, right?
Yeah.
I do like things in threes. So I think I'm going to put, where's my stickies? I think I'm going to put.
This is season 3, episode 11. So
next year is almost here.
There's only one more show for the whole year, for the whole season.
Wow.
Next show, the last show of the year, will be Friday, December 5th.
Aha. Oh, I got to show you what I'm working on. All right. So I'm just going to.
You know who has amazing ribbon right now?
Who?
It's like 50-yard ribbon for Christmas. 50 yards of thick, wide, beautiful, festive ribbon at Costco for $10.
Oh. We just got a Costco. I couldn't believe
I've never seen ribbon that long unless you go to a fabric store and special measure.
Yeah. So another idea I had, but I didn't put together, was, you know, if you got some leaves and you cut them out like big enough, so say like that, and you had the kids write what they were thankful for. And then, you know, you could just leave them around, or you could hang them. You know, or put them into, you know, fold them in half and put them into a jar and then you could read them, maybe during dessert, or give the kids something to do while they're waiting.
So somebody I know, from one of the kids' preschool. Every year the mom puts out a tree, and there's like it's like a great what is it called, a grateful tree or something, and everybody, there's like a bucket underneath the tree, and everyone writes, and like markers, so everyone writes like what you're thankful, or like a thankful tree or something. Everyone writes what they're thankful for, and then you hang it on the tree outside of the house, in the yard, and it's open for anyone. It's anyone that's walking their dog or anything like that.
Then you could say things like you're thankful for the mailman. Anybody who comes to the house, delivery people.
Yeah.
It's pretty hot here, so I always keep bottled water and half and half, and Arizona iced teas. And whenever I see the delivery guys delivering, like if they've stopped around my house or my neighbor's house, I run over and I give them the drinks. Any kind, they're so thankful to have at that time of the day. Because they have to do like 180 deliveries.
Yeah.
That's a lot of deliveries.
Well, Costco also has these little fans that you can wear around your neck.
Oh.
So you can be hands-free, but it's like a little cooling fan around your neck.
Well, the trucks are all open, so they're dying in there, Yeah. Okay, so I just put a couple of these on the back. I mean, I probably could have, if I had made one before, I would have learned some tricks, and I probably would have did this a little different. But I kind of like this. I think I'm going to use that with a candle. That would fit on my my window ledge. That could fit anywhere. Not bad for somebody who didn't know what they were going to do, right? Oh, I also cut out the leaves from the this, by the way, this is by Travis. Oh, it's cut off. Travis somebody. The artwork. Here we go. Hold on. Travis Spencer. Lovely painting of a turkey.
Yeah, I like the fall colors.
I do too. Well, and I was thinking you could do this base in any color to match your decor. Like if you had blue, you could like do a blue plaid, a light blue plaid paper. Whatever color scheme you have going on in your house, you could make that to match. You could probably, you could cut out like from your Christmas cards, if you get a nice snowman or something like that. Or if the kids want to, if there's a kid's drawing you particularly like, you can just glue it onto, a thicker card stack. It's way down there. But you can see on the back of this how the gold just, it looks good from the back too, right?
Yeah.
Cute. I like it.
Very cute.
Have a place setting for me. I'm going to a friend's house for Thanksgiving. They really cook well. I think I might bring this. You know what? You could do this and put it on like a skewer and put it into, like instead of the wooden blocks, just put like a skewer in there, and you could write the kind of cheese it is, something like that.
Yeah, or toothpicks.
Yeah,
Glue a toothpick on it.
yeah. You could have races. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. These are a little bit hard to find. I had to get somebody to reach up over on the tippy top of the shelf, because there was no way I could get it without climbing on the shelf, and they're not strong enough to get these Jenga blocks. So if you see them, pick them up, because for $1.50, you could use these for so many things. And you can use them for Jenga blocks, which is, a fun game. But
yeah, I gotta get back into painting. I haven't done any painting in a while.
I haven't either. And we're going to this year, when we did the show, we always pick a charity. And this year we picked Helping Hands of Mercy Everywhere. And they help trafficked girls who've been trafficked to get reacclimated. Some of them have children, and it's local here. They have about 30 girls, and some of them are really, really young. And they help them, get their education, and they follow them. They don't just, they just don't let them say, okay, well, now go ahead out in the world. They support them, and they really, really help them. So we were really happy. We donated. It was over $800. I'm gonna say I think it was $840 that we collected this year. All of the artists who were in the show donate something to this table, and then as people come before they enter the show, they get welcomed, and they get an opportunity to take something from the table and make an anonymous donation.
Nice.
Yeah, because, then everybody, and people donate even if they don't take something. It's nice to give back,
Always good to give back, yes, especially to your community.
The artists in my club are so generous. They really donate really nice stuff. And every year we do better and better at that. So I'm pretty happy about that. Now we're thinking about making this one the same one that we're going to do next year, because so many of the charities around here get from a lot of other people. So there are other clubs that are have much more money than we do, and they can donate thousands.
Well, and also don't forget about our friends in Africa, Mercy for Life. They're always looking for donations. They take care of the orphans there in Africa, and they need, seeds to plant so they can have food and feed the orphans. They have a garden over there, and Bob Ross is in charge of that PayPal.
So how does one donate to Bob Ross?
I have his I can show it right now. I have his link right here. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, and he makes sure that they get the money. So yeah, very important.
Does he take a check or
PayPal?
He does PayPal
right here. Yeah, https www.paypal.com/paypalme/Mercy for Life Corp. That one also, I can ask Bob. There's another way you can donate. There's also one that says Boulder Creek.
Okay.
And I'm not sure where that one is, but let me see if I have.
Um, Yeah, our group chooses a local charity. It has to be local. Um, and there's a need here too, especially with the SNAP and all the benefits. People are going to food pantries that haven't been before. So it's going to be important for us to give if we can, so that nobody goes hungry.
Yeah.
It's we've got the soil. There's no reason for it. We have to figure out how to be a more humane humanity.
Well, and they need money for medicine and clothing and everything under the sun that you can imagine to take care of and raise children that don't have any family. So
yeah.
So it's a good cause, and yeah, if anyone's interested, just DM me or Bob Ross. DM me if you don't know who Bob Ross is, and I can link you up with his forms of payment, because he'll make sure that they get the money, and it goes to the person that runs the orphanage.
He definitely will. Look, San, I could do 2 of them and have the candle in the middle. You just don't know when to stop.
Mm-hmm.
So before you go, I'm going to show you what I'm working on
for next month.
I don't know, maybe
the last show of the year. Oh, little matchboxes, ornaments, cute.
The ornaments.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I've been finding is these little tiny miniatures to put inside them.
How cute.
I went on Temu, and instead of buying the matches and dumping the matches out, I got these little boxes from Temu, the match boxes to cover that are empty.
Oh, nice.
And then I can just, cover them with a piece of paper. And then I have a punch that I can, make a little hole in the top and the bottom. And then I, fill the inside. So I could show those, or maybe, who knows, maybe I'll come up with something else. I found these at the Dollar Tree. And
last year I think we did the little Christmas trees with the glue and the glitter and little angels, little wooden boxes with angels we did last year.
Oh yeah. Well, I grabbed these because it's becoming hard for me to find the silver. I got the last one they had at our Hobby Lobby of the silver that I use for the hangers. I have gold and silver. And you want something that's sturdy but thin enough to, go through the holes, because you don't want to put a huge hole in there. And then, of course, I use the clear string for jewelry to make the hangers.
Nice.
Yeah, but I thought, maybe I could do 3-dimensional cards by cutting these guys out. Wouldn't that be cute?
Mm-hmm. I like the pop-up cards. Those are my favorite.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. The pop-up. And then I got these guys because these are what I can put on those matchboxes.
I like the angels too. I still have my little paper angel in my car when I drive.
Oh, good. Yeah,
it's starting to get faded from the sun, but it's still there.
Oh, it got faded. Yeah, because okay.
Because it's in my windshield, so.
Oh, good.
But
yeah, that's when I go on Etsy, and then you go to digitals, and then you can, for a couple $, $3 maybe, you can print out somebody's art that you can then cut out and use. And those angels were from there. And then I figured out how to make a reverse. So on my printer, if you go, oh, you keep scroll all the way to the bottom, there's a I forget what the name of it is, but you can reverse the image. And then so I was able to have two of the same, just kind of the way that I did the the turkeys, two the same, and you glue them together with a string and embellish them a little bit. Yeah.
Well, we want to wish everybody a happy and safe holiday season and Thanksgiving if you celebrate. For those of you that celebrate, and
A
if you
Friendsgiving.
don't, I hope you have a nice hot meal somewhere by yourself.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, I hope you
We
have
all
a
have
good
something to be
meal.
thankful
And
for.
yeah,
You know, you think about it.
so
It's
we'll
nice.
see everybody next show. Last show of the year, everybody, will be December 5th on Friday, same time, same bat channel.
Yeah.
And we will
Same
see
craziness.
you guys. Get ready for some more mom stories.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, bye everybody. Thanks,
Bye.
Patty.
Thanks for
Bye,
watching.
everybody.
Thanks, Ann.
Thanks for
Appreciate it.
watching.
Bye.